Hey, what is up guys, MasterLeaf here, and today it's the day that I'm going to be releasing my update for my 4K add-on. I've been working on this for a couple of months. A lot of things have been added in this. Now, I don't want to make a super long edited video like I did in my launch video, but this is more or less the version that I consider to be final, and it fixes a lot of the issues that were, well, in the previous version as well. I've added a lot of things, I've tweaked a lot of the stuff as well. Neutral structures have been changed in the alternate version of this mod, because I'm going to be releasing two versions. It's going to be a standard version and also an alt version. So if you want to play with alt neutral structures, or with a different shadow tank house color, or for instance if you want to play with Tiberium core missile trails on your attack bikes or anything like that, then I suggest you check out the alt version as well. You've got the RGB beam cannons in there, to name a few. The standard version changes enough things as well. You're not gonna get a real vanilla experience in standard, because I have done a lot of things like in 1.02 plus maps. If you build a Hand of Nod and upgrade Confessors or the Disciple upgrade, you can see those glows appear on the structure, just like in the Tiberium Wars Alpha, believe it or not. These weren't my ideas, they were actually in the development of Tib Wars, but they decided to not put them in there in the end. That's the same for the command post glows. I added some command post glows. Now this is only going to affect the command post on night maps, but I've done a couple of changes to the maps in 1.02 plus, so there is more night maps. If you have my alternate version, then you can get the night lights on Red Zone Rampage, because that's on the alternate version of my installer. Now, speaking of installer, my installer has a couple of options, and I want to go over them with you. So the first option is to enable rain, which is pretty self-explanatory on 1.02 plus maps. Then you got a really good one here, which is CAS contrast sharpening, contrast adaptive sharpening. I did make a video dedicated to this before, but I feel like a lot of you guys got lost following my tutorial. So I've found a way to implement it in my installer here. And not only that, Reshade 5.0 is bugged in Kane Draft, so when this is installed, do not update, because it will break the installation of Reshade in the game. So yeah, it's a really good effect though, man. You want to keep this enabled. It's going to make the terrain and everything look fantastic, I promise you. If you have an AMD card though, you can just enable Radeon image sharpening. It's basically the same thing as that. This is just a port of it. I found it to be the best sharpening algorithm there is. Anyways, yeah, and the final option is to enable the alt versions of those maps I've been playing. There is no blue maps in this 4K add-on, but in the future I'm going to have a dedicated download for the blue maps, or I may just update my installer to include them. But for now, this is what it is. I'm still working on that, guys, but I want to provide you all with this for now. And with that said, I want to now talk about disabling vertical sync. Now, it is important that you guys disable vertical sync if you want to remove a loading delay with the 1.02 plus maps with this mod installed, because with VSync enabled, which is something that is by default in Windows 10, it's going to take a while to load maps unless you tab out and tap back into the game. But there is a way to fix this indefinitely, and that is by disabling VSync. So I'm now going to talk about how to disable VSync. Alright guys, and to disable VSync, what you're going to want to do is you want to go to your NVIDIA control panel by right clicking your desktop and clicking NVIDIA control panel. Go to program settings, and with Kane Draft already open, as you can see I've got Kane Draft open here, you want to go to add, press this button here, add, and at the very top you should see the Kane Draft application. It's not the exe in the main Kane Draft folder, it's this one here, cnc3ep1.dat.exe. If this does not appear for you, then what you want to do is you want to go to browse to your Kane Draft folder. So this would be the root of my Kane Draft folder here, and go to retail exe. Don't use this cnc3ep1.exe. This doesn't work. If you try to make changes in the driver with this, it won't work, because this is just a launcher. So go to retail exe 1.2 and then select this. You want to have my 4K mod update installed prior to doing this, because this shortcut will have been created in this directory, and this will allow you to turn off VSync in the driver here. So turn it off here by clicking this, and then it will appear at the very top of this list, or if not, scroll to it it will be here. It's quite dated, this driver software from the video in my opinion. I think it could do with a UI update, but it is what it is, guys. Select this here anyway, scene3ep1.dat.exe. You can see this, there's no icon associated with it. Don't select this, this is not going to do anything. You want to select this one. So press that and then VSync off. So you turn VSync off and there'll be a button down here to confirm that. And then that's it, that's all you got to do. Should be the same for AMD, more or less the same. There should be an add game, and you want to add a shortcut, I believe, for AMD. So instead of an exe, what you want to do is you want to create a shortcut in that folder instead, and it will work the same way. So yeah, guys, and some of the things that I've done in this 4K add-on update is the nod self-illumination. Now, I was provided with the shader for this. Thanks to the hostile negotiator for providing me with this shader. It allows me to brighten up a lot of nod units and structures. So I've done it to the chemical plant, I've done it to the attack bike, I've done it to a number of things like the power plant upgrade. It just makes nod look extra cool in my opinion, and it gives them the same treatment as GDI. And when it comes to the screen factions, I fixed the shield for the Planetary Assault Carrier and Seekers so it's not glitching out 100% of the time, which is really annoying for me. And also, as you saw before, the Ravager, the Blue Shard Ravager, has a, well, it looks blue now. As far as screen goes, it's not as drastic the changes. I've been focusing mostly on Nod and GDIs because those were the factions that needed some improvement. And while these are only some of the mentioned things you can find in the mod update, I want to also say that there's been a big change with the icons. I've remade all of the infantry icons, the garrison icon as well. All that stuff has been redone because it just seemed a bit, well, not ideal with the upscale. A couple of decals as well I've also remade for that reason. So you can expect those icons in the infantry to look extra crispy because they were actually redone. And also, yeah, you can just expect to find a general more polished feel in this mod now. So that's about it, guys. I don't think there's much more to say other than you can find this on Command Post if you want to download it, and it's on Moddb as well. There's an alternate and standard version. If you have any questions about it, then do feel free to leave them down below. And I guess this wraps up the video. So I hope you all enjoy this 4K add-on update. I think it's the closest thing you're going to get to a remaster. I'm so tempted to call it Kane's Draft Remaster at this point because EA will never do it. And I've practically remade a lot of the assets now to claim that it is more or less a remaster in certain aspects. But it is obviously an ongoing project. I'm going to take a break for a few months. But this current state as it is now is, I'm very, very satisfied with it. Obviously there's more and more things you could do. I mean, hell, even EA could do more things. I mean, that was evident enough because there were so many bugs left over. So many unfinished things in the game, which I have addressed. So yeah, guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Oh, and if you want to contribute to this project, or if you just want to show some gratitude in the form of like donations and stuff, then I'll leave some links down below as well. And yeah, guys, this is going to be me. I hope you all enjoy it once again. This is Master Leaf. Peace out.